This mid-morning, let us savor an excerpt from Bhikkhu Bodhi's In the Buddha's Words, and then we'll meditate. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. Brought to you by the good-hearted folks who help support this channel on Patreon. This morning, we could chant and meditate and enjoy a lesson or two. But first, if you love Star Wars and you wish to meditate as profoundly as Qui-Gon Jinn on Naboo, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Good news. If at any point during this morning's live stream you have a specific question about Buddhist meditation or Buddhist philosophy or how to apply them to your life, all you got to do is type them in great detail in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen. All right. Let's chant. Through his teaching, though his teaching is highly systematic, there is no single text that can be ascribed to the Buddha, in which he defines the architecture of the Dharma, the scaffolding upon which he has framed his specific expressions of the doctrine. In the course of his long ministry, the Buddha taught in different ways, as determined by occasion and circumstances. Sometimes he would enunciate invariable principles that stand in the heart of the teachings. Sometimes he would adapt the teachings to accord with the proclivities and aptitudes of the people who came to him for guidance. Sometimes he would adjust his exposition to fit a situation that required a particular response. But throughout the collection of texts that have come down to us as authorized word of the Buddha, we do not find a single sutta, a single discourse, in which the Buddha has drawn together all the elements of his teaching and assigned them to their appropriate place within some comprehensive system. Okay, so I respect Bhikkhu Bodhi. He's been at this a long time, and he's a very good linguist. But I disagree. I think all the Buddha's teachings fit in the outline known as the Eightfold Path. That might not organize the suttas, but it organizes the teachings. Excuse me. Well, let's tap button 9 and get on with it. Get on now, get on down, get on the sheen, like a sex machine. Okay. Yes, welcome to the James Brown School of Dhamma. So, this is a practice text. Unless you're a fancy pants, then you can call it a sadhana. I've titled it Secular Contemplation, Mindfulness, and Meditation because it requires no superstition, no belief, no prayer. Suitable for the consumption of the late Carl Sagan. This is based on an adaptation of the Anapanasati Sutta, one of the oldest and most popular of the Buddha's meditation manuals. It is organized according to the 4 bases of mindfulness. In this context, Those 4 bases would be the circumstantial, the physical, the interpersonal, and the mental. Each section has its own title. The first section we're going to begin with is Dhammasati, although it functions more as Anika Vipassanas, set of 4 impermanence contemplations that help us sustainably let go, which is ideal the next time you are feeling like a worrywart or you're feeling hot under the collar. At the top of each page, you will notice some notation. This notation is based on the assumption that you are intelligent enough and humble enough to approach the Dharma in nibbles. You're not a boa constrictor capable of unhinging their jaws and swallowing a Great Dane in one fell swoop. You're going to take little teeny nibbles like a mouse. And what you'll do is you'll start off with about a 3.5 minute practice, which you'll play with about once every 12 hours. And after a week or so, once you feel comfortable with that, you'll add an additional 3.5 minute practice, and then an additional 3.5 minute practice, until by the 17th week, you could be very, very comfortable with the Buddha's complete contemplative path, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So it is my intention to make this text available for free download in an hour or so after class, health permitting. If my health isn't up to it and I don't post it, just keep after me, and I will eventually post it. Just keep nagging me or nudging me if you're Jewish. And so now we come to the first of 4 contemplations where we consider course and permanence. We're going to play with a series of 4 rhetorical questions. So a rhetorical question, we don't try to find an answer. We don't try to receive an answer. All we do is silently and mentally play with these words in harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation and our relaxation. And believe you me, if you play with these exercises in this sequence, you will make progress upon this path of peace, which will have as a fringe benefit love, spontaneous and uncontrived. So we're going to play with this for 2 sets of 16 rounds. And you don't have to, but I recommend counting your rounds on your left hand. In the context of this lesson, a round is 1 in-breath followed by 1 out-breath. We could advance our left thumb during each inhalation, and on each inhalation, advance the thumb thusly: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's how you count to 16 on just 4 fingers and 1 thumb. Pretty cool. Today, I'm going to count sets on my right hand's first set of creases and third set of creases. It's weird, but that's what I'm playing with today. I recommend that your in-breath be shorter and sharper, and that your out-breath be longer and softer. We come to the second of four contemplations, where we consider subtle impermanence. What is fading? We come to the third of four contemplations, where we consider very subtle impermanence with the rhetorical question, what is ceasing? We come to the fourth of four contemplations, where we consider relinquishing, yielding, surrendering, with the rhetorical question, what? Releasing. We come now to Kaya Sati's only set of 4 preliminary meditations to center on our bodies. Let's begin with the first of centering's 4 physical preliminary practices. How long is breath? And you'll find this can be very tranquilizing, which is the 5th enlightenment factor. we come to, let's see, one pushed in here. So now we come to the second of centerings for physical preliminary practices. We play with the rhetorical question, how short is breath? And this could be invigorating, which is the third of the 7 enlightenment factors. We come to the third of centerings for physical preliminary practices. Where we mindfully notice and even investigate our bodies, which are the first and second of the 7 enlightenment factors. We do so with the sentence, feel this body. This is our first experience of very coarse bliss. In Buddhism, bliss refers to any physical or emotional sensation that is not painful. The key to mindfulness is the in-breath. Every time we breathe in, we are wired to access our sympathetic nervous system, which has evolved not to actively concentrate, but instead to merely notice, and to do so vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and even randomly. we come to the fourth of Centering's 4 physical preliminary practices where we allow our bodies to tranquilly relax. This tranquility could be described as the 5th enlightenment factor. As we breathe in, we silently and mentally recite the noun form, which functions as a monosyllabic synonym for body. During our exhalation, we silently and mentally recite the 3-syllable verb, relaxing. As we physically relax into our exhalation, that which we noticed during our inhalation can now feel as if it was as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although could be tantalizing to the eye, is most certainly non-graspable to the hand. If you feel that I have earned it, you could type something in the chat window, give this live stream a thumbs up, share it with a friend, or even help support this channel on Patreon. In approximately 3 1/3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's afternoon meditation. Until then, may you and yours be happy and healthy. And if you are as geeky as me, this is the way.